Ever found yourself in the supermarket aisle, holding a product and just wondering about the hidden story behind that label?
Hmm.
It feels like more than just tiny print sometimes. It's like an invisible guardian, maybe. A silent storyteller packed with pretty crucial information.
Absolutely. And today, that's what we're diving into, isn't it? The whole world of UK food labeling
We
regulations.
are. Because these aren't just, well, dry rules sitting in a document somewhere.
No, not at all. They're really the bedrock of consumer trust and, crucially, safety in our food system. They shape, well, everything from what's in your breakfast cereal to maybe the more exotic ingredients in your dinner.
Exactly. And our source material for this deep dive, just so you know, it's a really comprehensive guide to these regulations.
Mm.
We've drawn on official government stuff, industry insights.
Good, solid sources.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
our mission today is really to peel back the layers, cut through some of that jargon.
There can be a lot of it.
Oh, definitely. And reveal the vital information that ensures transparency and safety in the food supply chain. Basically, empowering you to really understand what you're buying and consuming.
Getting to those nuggets of knowledge, as you said before we started, it's all about promoting safety, ensuring quality, and fostering that transparency so you can navigate the food landscape with, well, confidence.
Okay, so to really understand the power these labels give you, we probably need to start with the basics, the foundation.
Makes sense. Where it all stems from.
Right. So the primary legal framework here is the Food Information Regulations 2014.
That's the main one. It pulled together a lot of older laws, actually.
Okay. So it created a more unified, sort of standardized approach across the whole market.
Exactly. Made things clear, supposedly. So when you pick up a product, what are the things that absolutely have to be there? The non-negotiables.
Good question. What are they?
Well, first and foremost, the product name itself.
Okay. Sounds simple enough.
It sounds simple, but it has to be crystal clear, accurate, and importantly, reflect what's really inside. It can't mislead you.
Right. Like you can't just call anything a chocolate bar if it barely has any cocoa.
Precisely. And our source material actually gives a good example of fruit spread. That term means it needs to meet very specific definitions about how much actual fruit is in there.
Okay. So you're not just buying like flavored sugar thinking it's mostly fruit.
Exactly. Keeps things honest.
Okay. So you've got the name. Then I guess the next stop is usually the ingredient list. That's where the real story often is.
Hmm. And the crucial rule here, the one everyone should probably know, is that ingredients must be listed in descending order by weight.
Descending order. So heaviest first.
Heaviest first. It's a simple rule, but it has pretty significant implications.
How so?
It gives you immediate transparency about what the product is mostly made of.
Mm.
If sugar or palm oil is right near the top of the list.
You know it's a major component.
Exactly.
Mm.
And that's vital for anyone with dietary restrictions, allergies, or even if you're just trying to manage, say, your sugar intake. Quick glance, big picture.
Speaking of transparency and safety, really, we absolutely have to talk about allergen information.
Oh, critical. This is a huge part of the regulations.
So UK law is really clear on this, isn't it? The 14 major allergens have to be prominently highlighted.
Super clear. They must stand out. Usually you'll see them in bold text, but it could be italics, underlined, a different color background, something that makes them jump out.
Right, so you can spot them easily.
Mm-hmm. And this isn't just red tape. It's a critical public health measure.
Yeah.
Those 14 allergens, maybe we should list them.
Yeah, probably useful.
Okay, so you've got celery, cereals containing gluten, like wheat, rye, barley, oats.
Right.
Crustaceans, so prawns, crabs, lobster,
Mm-hmm.
eggs, fish, lupin.
Lupin, less common but important.
Yeah. Milk, mollusks like mussels and oysters. Mustard, peanuts, sesame seeds, soybeans.
Okay.
Sulfur dioxide and sulfites, often found in dried fruit or wine.
The wine preservative.
That's the one. And finally, tree nuts, almonds, hazelnuts, walnuts, cashews, pecans, Brazils, pistachios, macadamias.
Wow, quite the list.
It is. But those 14 cover over 90% of serious allergic reactions in the UK. So highlighting them makes a massive difference to safety. Take the sulfites example. They can be a real trigger for asthma symptoms in some people. Knowing they're in that dried apricot is vital.
Absolutely vital. Okay, so beyond ingredients and allergens, we then get to the nutritional information panel. Standard stuff, usually.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah.
You'll typically see the values per 100 grams or sometimes per serving as well.
And what's required there?
The regulations specify you need the energy content calories, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Total fat, and specifically saturated fat within that.
Mm-hmm.
Then carbohydrates, and again, specifically sugars within that total. Protein content and salt levels.
Okay, so quite detailed.
It is.
Yeah.
And the standardization is key. That consistency lets you quickly compare, say, 2 different types of yogurt or cereals or whatever, regardless of the brand. You can make informed choices based on actual data.
Right. Now, here's something I know causes a lot of confusion. And understanding it, well, it could save you money and stop you wasting food. Date markings.
Oh, definitely. People often mix up use by and best before.
They really do. But there's a vital difference, isn't there?
A huge difference. And it's not just trivia. Our sources mention studies showing this confusion leads to something like 700 pounds of food waste per UK household every year.
Wow, 700 pounds just from misunderstanding dates.
Largely, yes. So let's be crystal clear. Use-by dates are about safety.
Period.
Safety. Got it.
You should not eat food after its use-by date because it could pose a health risk. Think fresh meat, ready meals, dairy products, highly perishable stuff.
Okay, don't mess with use-by. What about best before?
Best before is purely about quality. Taste, texture, maybe appearance.
Ah, so it might not be perfect, but it's likely still safe.
Exactly. Loads of items are perfectly safe to eat after their best before date. Your biscuits might go a bit soft, crisps might lose some crunch, canned goods are often fine for ages.
But they won't make you ill, probably. Generally not, if stored correctly. Just understanding that simple distinction could slash food waste.
That genuinely changes how I look at the back of my cupboards. Okay, what about storage instructions? Quick one, maybe.
Quick, but important. They're there for both safety and quality. Things like refrigerate after opening, store in a cool, dry place, keep frozen.
Standard advice, but worth following.
Definitely. Helps stop spoilage, keeps the product as the maker intended.
And finally, for the mandatory bits, something that feels increasingly important to people. Country of origin.
Yes. A big one now.
Hmm.
Current rules require clear identification of where the primary ingredients or the food itself come from.
And why does that matter so much?
Well, for lots of reasons. People are more concerned about food miles, sustainability, environmental impacts.
Supporting local farmers, too?
Absolutely. Or maybe avoiding products from certain regions for ethical reasons. It's about empowering you to align your purchases with your values. Paddock to plate traceability, essentially.
Okay, so that covers the absolute must-haves on a label. But there's more, isn't there? Systems and claims designed to give us even quicker insights.
Yeah, moving beyond the bare minimum, like the traffic light system in the UK.
Ah, yes, the colors. Very visual.
Super visual and really effective at a glance. It uses that simple color code, green for low, amber for medium, red for high for fat, saturated fat, sugars, and salt.
Makes it easy to quickly compare, say, 2 ready meals side by side.
Instantly. Helps you make healthier choices without needing a nutrition degree.
And then we see all those claims, things like high in fiber, low fat, reduced sugar. Are they just marketing buzzwords?
No, absolutely not. Or at least they shouldn't be.
Okay.
These claims have to meet very specific, legally defined criteria. You can't just slap low fat on anything. There are precise thresholds it has to meet. It stops misleading claims.
And what about terms like organic, natural, or even wholesome? They feel a bit fuzzier.
They might feel fuzzier, but they also require strict compliance with defined standards to ensure they're trustworthy. Organic in the UK, for example, is incredibly rigorous.
Also,
It covers everything from farming methods, no synthetic pesticides, strict rules on fertilizers, animal welfare standards, right through to processing and segregation. So when you see that organic logo, it actually means something significant, backed by robust certification.
Right, it's not just a vibe, it's a regulated standard.
Precisely. It ensures trustworthiness.
Okay, so that's the current landscape, more or less. But things don't stand still. What about challenges and future developments? Online shopping seems like a big one.
Huge challenge. Ensuring compliance with labeling rules when you buy food online.
How does that work or not work?
Well, think about the explosion of online delis. Direct-to-consumer brands, specialist food sites, even third-party marketplaces selling food. It's much harder to guarantee that all the crucial info, especially allergens, nutritional data, is displayed as clearly and prominently online as it is on a physical pack you hold in your hand.
Yeah, I can see that. Is the information always there before you click buy?
It should be, legally. The same information needs to be available before purchase, except for the date mark.
Yeah.
But ensuring that happens consistently across thousands of websites and vendors, that's a real challenge for enforcement and consumer protection in this digital age. The oversight mechanisms are, frankly, still catching up.
And technology itself is obviously moving fast. What about integrating tech into labeling?
Oh, there's fascinating potential there.
Yeah.
We could easily see QR codes becoming much more common.
Linking to what? More detail?
Exactly. Imagine scanning a code and getting incredibly detailed, real-time info, maybe the specific farm the ingredients came from, detailed sustainability metrics, even video content. Or
Wow.
think about blockchain technology
For food? How?
as a tamper-proof digital ledger. Every step farm, transport, processing, packing could be recorded securely. That means much faster, more targeted recalls if there's a problem, and much greater traceability and trust for you.
That sounds quite powerful.
It is. And then there are mobile apps that could instantly analyze nutritional data just by pointing your phone camera at a product in the supermarket. The future of food information access is going to be incredibly dynamic.
Beyond the tech, there's also a big push from consumers now for more information on sustainability, right? That wasn't such a focus, say, 10 years ago.
Definitely not like it is now. There's huge consumer demand driving potential new labeling requirements.
Like what sort of things?
Well, we could start seeing carbon footprint data right there on the pack, maybe clearer animal welfare certifications, information on ethical sourcing, fair labor practices, for instance, and even detailed info about the packaging itself. Is it recycled, recyclable, compostable?
So reflecting a deeper interest in the whole life cycle of the food.
Absolutely. It's moving beyond just what is in the packet to how it got there and what its impact is.
And with food being traded globally, how do UK regulations fit with international standards? Is it tricky?
It's a constant balancing act. Harmonizing UK rules with international standards is crucial. Well, two main reasons. Firstly, consumer protection at home. You need to ensure imported food meets our safety standards, like our specific allergen labeling rules, even if the country of origin has different regulations.
Right, consistency for safety.
Exactly. But secondly, you need to facilitate global trade. Overly complex or completely different rules can become barriers to importing and exporting, which impacts food availability and cost. So it's about finding that balance, protecting UK consumers while still allowing smooth international trade.
Okay, so after diving into all of that, what does this complex web of rules actually mean for you, the person grabbing something off the shelf or adding it to your online basket?
Yeah, boiling it down. Fundamentally, it means consumer empowerment.
Empowerment, how?
Well, clear, comprehensive labeling allows you to make genuinely informed dietary choices. It helps you avoid allergens safely and confidently. You can compare products effectively based on, actual data.
Understand the nutrition without guesswork.
Right. And increasingly support ethical and sustainable practices that actually align with your personal values. It gives you control.
And it's not just about us as consumers, is it? It puts the onus on the industry, too.
Absolutely. It's about industry accountability. These regulations ensure manufacturers maintain transparency about what's in their products.
They have to meet safety and quality standards.
Rigorous ones.
Yeah.
They have to provide accurate nutritional information, comply with ethical labeling claims. It all works to build consumer trust through, honest and verifiable communication. It holds the industry to a higher standard across the board.
So just to recap then, UK food labeling regulations, they really form this powerful, pretty comprehensive framework. And it's all designed fundamentally for your protection, ensuring transparency and accurate information in, every bite.
It's quite a testament, really, to how seriously the system takes what we all eat.
Definitely. And maybe a final thought to leave you with as we wrap up this deep dive. Consider how the evolution of these labels, from just basic ingredients decades ago to allergens, detailed nutrition, traffic lights, and now looking towards carbon footprints and ethics, how that evolution reflects not just better science or safety standards.
But our changing values.
Exactly, our changing values as consumers. We're demanding more information, aren't we? From basic contents to global impact and the ethics behind our food. So the question maybe is, what new information will be crucial for your purchasing decisions in the next 10 years? What will you want to see on that label next?